Michael Verney, huh? They sure do. Like, to be fair, they played very, very well. And, I don't think Davies did anywhere wrong when you say that they were 10 or 12 points better than Tipperary in that game. But we can't not revisit the comment whereby there's some managers that are there 3 and 4 years and aren't getting half the flack, I suppose, or whatever way you want to paraphrase it. And we looked at it. Who are the managers that are there 3 or 4 years? Year four are two managers, Darren Gleeson, and I doubt he's talking about Darren Gleeson, and Brian Lohan, manager of Clare. So, it feels a fairly pointed comment.
Yeah, it does look fairly pointed. There's no point in saying any different. Like, if he's asking a question about why Brian Lohan's not getting any criticism, I'd say, I
He
don't
got
know.
some amount of it last year after the defeat to Kilkenny.
Fair point, and he got plenty of praise after the Munster final, but there was a fair bit of criticism flying around after the All-Ireland semi-final. I don't know. Clare seem united under Brian Lohan. That's one thing I would say, and he seems to be universally loved by nearly all. Like, there was another comment Davy made after the Clare game, which I thought was kind of interesting as well, to say the least. He just said, the respect I have for the players is massive, and I wish the players all the best. So there's obviously this, feud between Lohan and Davy is fairly well known from stemming back from that, that Fitzgibbon Cup game in 2014 between LIT and UL. In pitch one in UL, where LIT turned him over. But it's kind of bonkers that he doesn't name Brian Lohan. It was the same when he was a pundit with the Sunday game. He didn't name him. I think Davy probably needs to focus more on his own team and how they play, motivating his team and getting the best out of them. Because what Waterford produced yesterday was just so far better than anything they produced so far this year. And that was without, he named 4 or 5 of their best players there, not playing, all injured, and they produced, a brilliant performance. And what were the reasons for it? Why they played so well? Dessie Hutchinson got a goal because he was hanging in around the square. And he was hanging in around the end line, hanging in inside that full forward line nearly the whole day. Patrick Fitzgerald, the same. He was in there. He was dangerous. Jack Fagan was, started wing back, midfieldish, but he was forward a lot of the time as well. They showed huge energy, a huge appetite for work. And you'd have to say it was a brilliant performance from a Waterford point of view, particularly given that, it was a dead rubber on paper anyway, but they were playing for a hell of a lot yesterday. I think they were playing for pride themselves, and I think partly maybe it could have been, Davy, playing for his job to some extent as well. And I'd say there's, you'd be fairly certain that he's probably going to stay on for 2024 now. But the negative, the negative commentary he's given out about, disgusting crap or disgraceful crap that was said, like, when you score and you average 17.67 points over 3 games and you don't score a goal and you play as negatively as they did, you're fair game. At inter-county level, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. At inter-county level, you are fair game. And all these lads that have played for Waterford, your Ken McGraths and Owen Kellys, they're passionate about their county and want to see their county thriving. So to me, when results are going like that, you're fair game. When results go like they did yesterday, you'll get praise. That's just the way it is at inter-county level. It's the way it is at high-end club level as well. Even at lower-end club level, lads would get slated for managing a junior team for losing a game by 10 points, and they'd be berated around the town. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, like, everyone would look at that team selection that Waterford had yesterday and who they had available, because obviously the high-profile lads weren't there. And you're like, okay, that team makes sense. I get that. So, come hell or high water, win or lose, at least you kind of agree with the approach. Whereas when you do see a team look a little bit inside out, as it did in previous games, and we kind of described how lads just felt like they were in odd positions. Desi out the field, Darragh Lyons corner back. We all knew that Tony Kelly would probably drag him to a position he didn't want to. Like, you have to take criticism. And, like, shows like this give him plenty of praise when things go right too. He always has a massive platform to talk because there is such a media spotlight on him. So he always can shape the narrative any way he likes. So you have to take the rough with the poor.